Alright, here we are. I flipped the camera around. I'm actually going to edit this. It's going to turn into a two-part video, but I'll put them all into one video for you. And we're looking at my TV now. Got my remote. And as you can see, this is what happens when I press the home screen. So there you go. That's what it's going to look like when you turn yours on. And you're going to have these programs right here. So these are the ones we're using, or that I use. Cyberflix is #1. That's where I watch most of my television shows, most of my movies. I get it all for free. I don't pay for anything, including HBO and everything else. So Cyberflix is where it's at. In order to use that, all I do is go down and highlight it, and then I'm going to click on it. So I'm navigating by going like that. And once it's highlighted, it's coming. You see how it's popped up. I'm going to click right in the center, and boom, I'm in Cyberflix. And we'll let that come up. It's trying to bring up, I think, the last show I was watching. So we're going to go back into the program and get it to where it'd be like on the start. So the home, once you go into Cyberflix, let's go back one more. This would be just like your opening screen. So you would usually click on it, and you're just going to have a bunch of suggestions. Right now, if you look up here, it's telling you these are your top-rated suggestions. That's all it is. It's stuff that people have been watching. They recommend for you, whatever, no biggie. You can watch any of this, whatever you'd like, but what I like to use is actually mostly in my favorites. So the favorites are in your upper right corner in the star. You highlight it. There it is, the star is highlighted. I'm going to click on it in the center, and boom. These are some of my favorite shows, okay? So now I want to watch the latest episode, let's say, of Bering Sea Cold. So I'm going to highlight that. When it's green, it's highlighted. I want to watch my thumb. Boom. Bering Sea Gold is highlighted. And I'm going to click on it. Now what it's going to do is bring up an overview of Bering. Getting a little out of focus there. It's bringing up an overview. So it's got all these seasons. Simple enough. And now I'm going to go down and I want to watch the latest season. So I'm going to go down to the bottom. I'm navigating by going right and left and up and down on the outer circle of the remote. And then when I pick what I want, I hit the center. And that's enter. So this is going to bring up the latest season. And as you can see on the top, it has episodes 2, 3, 4. There's #1 if I go to the left. So 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way over, right? So I want to see, I haven't seen episode 10. So I'm up on top here. I'm going right, left. Number 10. Now that's highlighted. It's down below. And in order to play it, I'm going to go up. And I'm going up to the play button. Episode 10, upper right corner, play. Now it's going to bring up a list of streams. These are the people that are all over the world sharing a copy of this show for free. And as soon as the list comes up, this is probably the thing that takes the longest. And it's just a few seconds. You're going to wait 10, 15, maybe 30 seconds. And it starts bringing up a list. Now it builds. It gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. But right now we got some few choices. So we got 3 choices. I'll click on one of them here. See, there you go. The list just tripled. And a little bit about that. It tells you different definitions. You got 720. Sometimes it'll tell you it's 1080. HD is generally a really good quality. You can see how large the file is. And a larger file may pause for you once in a while if you're watching it, because it's going to take more internet to stream it, more bandwidth on your Wi-Fi. So I generally use something that's just, in the middle, like a HD. That one's at 356 megabytes. You can click on any of them. They all should play. It's just from my experience. I'm sharing what I know about it. So I'm going to click on that one. Boom. It brought up a little menu. It's got play, and that's all you want to do, really. Just play. I'm going to play it. It'll take a second. It'll start to load, and then it's going to start playing. Sometimes with more obscure movies and or television, it may take a little bit longer to find the streams and or for them to start to play, because you're trying to watch something basically that not as many people in the world are sharing. But this should get going here shortly. And as soon as it does, then I'll just show you the pause and play functions. They're pretty simple on the remote. Here we go. So we got the episode going, right?
On Bering Sea Gold.
And try to get the remote in here.
Here at the end of the season, it's time to adapt.
There we go, some light on it. So that's it. The episode's playing. You got your pause button. Boom. It's paused. It started playing again. If you're watching it and you're like, oh, I've already seen this recap, You can skip 10 seconds ahead, 10 seconds ahead, 10 by one push of the button. You want to go behind 10 seconds, 10 seconds. Boom. And now, if you want to skip all the way halfway through the episode, you're going to hold down that forward button. And you're just going to go. Look, see the time on there? It's going to 10, 12, 12:07 it's gone to. That's going to take a second to catch up. It'll just have to process that you want to watch it at 12:07. It'll give you, there you go. It's got to the scene, and now it's going to load, and then it'll start playing. So it'll take a minute. But that's cool. Then it starts playing. Boom, you're halfway through the episode. There you go. It started up again. So bam, I'm going to pause it. So I'm going to get out of here because I'm going to talk about a couple other things that we're going to look at. We're going to go home. We're done with Cyberflix for right now. That's all you need to know about Cyberflix. Other than there's a search bar. I'll show you that real quick. So we're back at Cyberflix. It's back at the episode, so I want to get out of it. We're going to go back to this home screen. Boom. So here we are, the starting screen. Now I want to play something, and I don't know, it's not on here. So you're going to search it. That's all. Boom. I don't know. What do we want to search? We want to search for, I don't know, let's say Sid and Nancy, right? So boom, I'm going to type in Sid. I'm just using the remote. Here's a tip and trick. You can download an Amazon Fire app, or I don't know, it's the Player app, and you can use your phone to type in things, and it'll work like a remote as well, just so you know. So I'm going to try, I'm looking for Sid and Nancy. See if now, keep in mind that search is now searching television shows. If I go over here, it's going to search movies. So there's two categories. There it is. It's Sid and Nancy. You found it. Boom. I'm going to add it to my favorites, and I'm going to do that. I'm going to come back here so you can see this. I'm going to do that by holding in the center button. And it's going to ask me, add to favorites. Click it. Yes. Now that's going to be in my starred favorites like I showed you earlier where my favorite shows are. And now if I want to watch it, just click on the center. I chose it. I'm going to go over to the right. And I'm going to play it. Once again, we're going to wait for those streams. And as soon as they come up, then we can watch it. Now, this is a little bit more obscure of a choice, right? So it's probably going to take a little bit longer to find a stream. And I'll tell you that one other thing is that with obscure movies or oddball stuff that you're looking for, sometimes you won't find a stream at that given moment. But you could come back later that day and you will find a stream. You have to understand that some of these are being shared by people's personal home computers and servers. So when their computer's on, the stream that they have is shared. When it's not available. So it depends on who is sharing it in the world at any given time if you're actually going to be able to watch it. 95% of everything you will want, you can find. Just have a little patience. And most of it you'll find right away. I'm not finding the stream right now, but I bet you if I sit here for 5 minutes, it would. I don't have the patience. I don't care. We're going to move on. We're going to go back home. Home button. Looks like the house. We're going to go to a couple other things that we do on here. I didn't want to click on that. That was a mistake. So, alternate program. If Cyberflix isn't doing it for you for some reason, it just doesn't open, it's not working, there is another program that works pretty much the same, and it's called Terrarium TV. It's that one. It's that little TV in the teal circle. That works similar to Cyberflix. Once again, it brings up a screen with recommendations. You have your favorites. I've used this a lot too. It works great. They both work the same. It's just an alternate place to search for things. If you can't find, per se, Sid and Nancy on Cyberflix, you can come over here and you might find somebody sharing it on Terrarium TVs. Just to let you know, they both do the same thing. They play international streams of movies, shows, and television, whatever you want to talk about it. But we're going to go back home. So this is an alternate option for streaming. Works the same. I use Cyberflix first. Terrarium TV second, if I can't find something. One other thing I want to tell you about is sports. So right now the Brewers are playing. Now I'm not going to be able to see every Brewers game using this Fire TV stick, but I will be able to watch about half of them at home. And I'm going to use this program here. It's called Mobdro. Okay, so and it's got that little weird house folded origami paper looking shaped thing. Mobdro allows you to watch any television that's live and streaming at the moment. So all the channels that you can think of, from USA to ESPN to Fox Sports, all that stuff is here. So you can get a lot of sports on this that you wouldn't find in the streams that people are not sharing. So I'm going to use Mobdro, and I'm going to try to bring up the Brewers game right now. right here. Now you can see I was watching the Bucks on NBA TV the other night. Sometimes the Brewers will be on MLB, not all the time. But I actually found out that they're airing it on Fox Sports 1 today. So it should be streaming on this right now. Let's hope. All I did was click on the icon. It takes a little bit to get the stream going, and then it's going to start playing whatever Fox Sports 1 is playing live on television right now. Which is pretty cool. It's, you know, you can at least get a few Brewers games in during the season if that interests you. And we're stuck in commercials, unfortunately. So I don't know if it's the Brewers right now or not, but we'll find out. At any rate, that's pretty much it. That's as simple as it gets. That's all you need to know to use your Fire TV. Now, I mean, there's a few other tips and tricks I can tell you if I come over sometime, but you don't need to know anything else to start using this unit. It's real easy, and you can watch whatever you want, from HBO shows to new movies. You have movies that will be listed in your Cyberflix that are in the theater currently. If they're in the theater, they're probably a version that somebody took on their cell phone or their own camera, and it's going to be crappy quality. But if once the movie's out on DVD, you can definitely watch anything at full HD quality. So I don't know if we're going to get the Brewers here or not. I have no idea. Well, what do we got? No. I wish it wasn't on commercials right now. Yeah, it looks like the Brewers. We got the Brewers for free. Kick ass.